get what you're saying, where you just want America to stay out of the way. And I don't know why we are involving ourselves. I mean, I don't know. I don't want involvement. I'm more of an isolationist. I don't know why Trump is inserting himself in that. I'd have to do more research.
United States military is so powerful that it's the only force right now that has maintained the stability that has made international trade possible. So if United States needs to be somewhat involved around the world for the world economy to work, because
Right.
without the security that the U.S. military provides, there would be no modern international trade. There's no army in the world that could replace that. That's why
Right.
there needs to be some involvement by the United States around the world.
Yeah, some involvement versus us sending boots on the ground. That is my kind of red line is
Right.
U.S. involvement is when it's costing us lives, and
right, and
very amount of money. But
I suppose like that's a very reasonable position to have.
Yeah.
I mean, every single country should want to protect the lives of their soldiers, right?
Right.
But what I'm trying to say is, and I know you disagree, is that if you want no boots on the ground in foreign countries, then supporting Israel is how you get that, because it's Israeli soldiers there instead of American soldiers having to be there. That's what you're getting out of Israel. Israel is there so American soldiers don't have to be. That's what you get out of supporting Israel.
So you feel that the conflict, the real root of the conflict is because it sounds like to me that you're saying that the real root of the conflict is they're coming for you. We're just standing, Israel's just standing in the way. And I don't believe that. I don't buy that. I think that the conflict is between those two. And I don't think that.
When Iranians, when the Iranians who support Khamenei and the regime, when they're chanting death to America, do you think like they don't mean it when they say that they're going to annihilate Israel and then America? And when every single, like they start with Allah Akbar, they say Mark bar Velayat Faqih, Mark bar, and they always leave the most important one and the loudest one at the end. So they say death to Israel, but they always leave the most important one at the end, and they say death to America, and they say that one with the most strength and the most loudest one. That's what they like. What do you think they say that? Why do you think the regime constantly chants death to America? Like, what is that the point? Like,
because we are your ally, and or Israel's ally, and that's why they are coming for us. Because we are the power force behind Israel.
That's not the history. No, that's not true. That's not. If you look at the history, they hate Israel because it's actually more the other way around. They hate Israel because Israel is an ally of America more than they hate America because America is an ally of Israel. I mean, all of this, this movement started with Sayyid Qutb coming to America, and then him writing his book about how the depravity and the ungodliness and of America and how the whole world needs to be like. This ideology started with Muslim Brotherhood and Sayyid Qutb's books on America. So this is where this all started, and again, eventually, if you look at the domino effect, this came to Iran before the Islamic Revolution of 1979 through Nawab Safavi meeting with Sayyid Qutb and basically importing that the ideology of Muslim Brotherhood to Iran and making a Shia version of that. So this actually started with anti-Americanism before it turned into anti-Israeli movement.
Right. So what does it mean when Jews call Arabs Amalek? Like, what do they think should happen to Amalek? Like, what does that mean?
So which Jews? Because are you talking about some racist Israelis? Because or you're talking about, because most Israelis don't think that. Most Israelis respect the Jews, they respect the Arabs. I mean, the best place to be an Arab in the Middle East is Israel. Like, you have more rights and freedom as an Arab, as a citizen of Israel, than any other place in the Middle East. In fact, Arabs have more rights.
Their leader said that, or their leader Netanyahu said that. So that's the thing, is that you're talking about, like, you're saying it's a fringe.
We're talking about Hamas,
but their leader said that. Netanyahu called them Amalek. He said, and I quote, hold on, let me see what he said. You must remember what Amalek has done to you. It's
Right.
he called them that. So it's a lot of
So was he talking about Arabs or Hamas?
who are getting aid. Like we see it. It's there is a lot of self-inflicted conflict there that they are doing to themselves. People just trying to go get aid, journalists getting killed. Netanyahu, and my beef isn't just like, it's not he is making the calls here. I think that he is a very wicked man and he is calling the shots. I think that he told them to stand down on October 7th to get the death count up. I think that he is the one who is trying to make this into an expansion of territories. My beef is with their leader, and it's not with the people of Israel. I want to make that clear. It's really not with the people of Israel. I think that they have a right to sovereignty. I think they have a right to defend themselves and be a country and and have families and live a life of happiness, worshiping their God and freedoms and all that. I think that Israel has that right. My issue is with the wickedness of their leader, who is stirring a lot of conflict that he is dragging America into. And that is where my conflict is, or that is where, my issue is with him. He just referred to them as Amalek. That is like, he is antagonizing them. He is very much so a key point in this. Like, he is just a key factor in this entire conflict. And I think it's the reason it has continued on for so long, when it could have, we could have had a solution a long time ago. He doesn't want a solution. He doesn't want peace. Netanyahu doesn't want peace. You can't tell me he wants peace. So that's my position on that.
Okay, so when he said Amalek, I mean, this is he wasn't referring to Arabs. He was referring to Hamas.
Okay.
And also when it comes to, again, I'm going to repeat myself, when it comes to a stand-down order, I mean, I haven't seen a single evidence for that.
Right. And I can agree to disagree.
Okay. And also with regards to Israel versus Netanyahu, the thing is that right now, Israel, there are some disagreements with Netanyahu over some policies, but when it comes to the strategy against Hamas and the Islamic Republic, Israelis are mostly in agreement. Like, for example, right now, if Netanyahu was not in power, I think the person who would get elected in his place would be Naftali Bennett. And Naftali Bennett is actually more anti-Islamic Republic even than Netanyahu. So when it comes to the war strategy, I don't think the war strategy would change as much. Maybe there would be some more agreements with Hamas over releasing the hostages. I'm not sure, but the overall strategy would be mostly the same. But anyways,
I think the other guy, he was even worse. So that is a good point. I'm running out of time, so I do want to continue this another time.
Right.
I've learned a lot too, so I don't want to leave this hostile. You know what I'm saying? Because I have learned.
Yeah. I think we had a friendly discussion, even with all the disagreements. It was a good discussion. Do you agree?
Yeah, for sure. And it's interesting because we do agree on the Iran being an Islamic Republic, like a Islam regime. We do agree on there. I think we have a lot of common ground. And would you consider yourself a leftist? Are you left wing, or are you right wing, or what is?
I'm economy. When it comes to the economy, I'm very right leaning.
Okay,
when it comes to free market. When it comes to social issues, I would be probably center left.